Geostorm. This film is what would happen if you fed every disaster film into an algorithm and said, do this, but not these ones. And then add Gerard Butler. So yes, Geostorm is your generic popcorn movie with not so dazzling special effects, but if you watch this high, which I don't recommend you do drugs, would be a good movie. There is a climate scientist named something or other, played by Gerard Butler, who built a super network of super satellites that control our horrible weather because man-made climate change made everything suck. And now it's broken and he has to go up and fix it. Oh, and he has family issues like every other disaster movie. Yeah. Totally generic. I mean... But yeah, that one Abby Cornish hot chick is in it, and she's hot in it, but most of the time too clothed to be hot. What do you say about a movie like this? It takes place in the future, but it's not that much of a future. It still looks very much like today. Only, you know, we've got this super climate satellite, and someone is still trying to take over the world, I guess. And, you know, everyone's in jeopardy. And one of the things people say is you don't connect with this movie because there are no characters on the ground that you're really watching. Like the guy's daughter, he has a daughter in this film, he's kind of estranged from the daughter, sees her 2 days out of a month. And, yeah, you know, you don't see much of the daughter, and she's not in peril directly. She'll probably be killed if this thing goes all haywire, but given the fact that we had extreme weather and the whole thing's been destroyed, I think she's probably going to get killed by extreme weather anyway. And then you've got the people on the ground trying to do their part to stop it, and they're not as investable, but they are there in the latter part of the movie. So yeah, I mean, the problem with this film, everybody is absolutely saying, oh God, this is terrible, and it's hard for me to say that because it is a well-crafted film in that they took a bunch of things that are utterly done and that we've seen already and smushed them together. It's not really a lot worse than many of the films that we've seen in the past. It's just that it's so boring and drab. I mean, it's like, yes, it's a paint-by-numbers movie. It's if you walk into somebody's office and you see a Van Gogh, you still appreciate the Van Gogh, but then you realize it's not a Van Gogh, it's a reproduction that somebody painted, and it's not that good. So on the surface, it's a pretty good movie, but as you dig in a little bit, it gets worse and worse and worse, and... I mean, I'm saying what everybody else said, and that's one of the problems with being a movie reviewer is you get a movie like this and it's so middle of the road that you either decide to flip out and hate the damn thing or turn around and just ignore it. And that's the thing about Geostorm. I mean, look, I used to know a guy named Geo, and believe me, when he used the bathroom, it would storm. Woo! But, you know... that Geostorm was a lot less unpleasant than this one, I think, and I even believe it killed more people, now that I mention it. But yeah, look, regular, super intelligent, absolute specialist saves the day for no good reason. There is nothing in this movie that really isn't forced. I mean, here's the thing. There's a problem with the satellite. Oh, and we don't have the technology to say, yeah, a problem with the satellite. But we should have that technology. There's nothing we should need people in space for if we have a satellite that can control weather, because everything else should have gotten to the point already that this satellite works. So I mean, they send him to space. They send this guy to space to fix the problem when you really just should have walked into an office on the ground and said, oh, it's doing this, this, and this. Okay, here's the problem, and here's the problem. That's it. And then, you find out, yes, there's a darker situation. The plot twist is, oh, spoiler alert, the plot twist is somebody is making this thing go haywire. People are dying intentionally. I think that was actually said in one of the commercials. And it's like, yes, there's a virus. Well, look, you got to reset the system, but the guy who reset the system might be the bad guy. It's real simple. Walk out there in a press conference and say, buddy, look, we need to reset the system or people are going to die on the geo satellite control thing. You don't do that, well, all these people's deaths are on your conscience. He'd be like, all right, let me go do that. You're not going to, in front of millions of people, say, I don't care if a million people die, that's fine. It's ridiculous. But the whole point of this movie is to watch stuff blow up, freeze over, and people die. So you get to see that. I mean, it's not a new low in filmmaking, it's just not a good movie. Oh, and Ed Harris is in this movie, who's the guy I always keep thinking is the guy from Robocop, but he's not. So yeah, Ed Harris plays a good villain there. Evil. Looks evil in this movie. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. Say something in the comments to let me know you're still there. I'm Richard Leland Neal.